guys, welcome back to something different. Today I did one of these videos before on Arsenal's right back situation. That was back when Hector Bellerin really started to prove himself. It was last season, and yeah, I just decided, well, earlier this year I think actually, but I just decided basically to yeah, expand from that, because something else has come to my mind with the Arsenal squad at the moment, and it's something that I think is a big debate. So I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on it, and that is Arsenal's goalkeeping situation today. So, you know, it goes without saying that over the years, Arsenal, I think, until we signed Petr Cech, you know, we never replaced the likes of Seaman, in my opinion. I thought Lehmann was a very good goalkeeper. He was a world-class goalkeeper. But Seaman, for me, was a legend. He was for me. I still rate David Seaman over Jens Lehmann, and I loved Jens Lehmann. You know, that's no disrespect to Jens Lehmann at all. But me personally, I rated Seaman over Lehmann, and it was sad, to be honest, because I didn't see a lot of David Seaman. Only like his later years, so I probably missed, you know, prime Seaman, but he was, you know, from things that I've watched as well in the past, he was just incredible. And yeah, I think for me, Arsenal never replaced him, ever. You know, like I've said, Lehmann was very, very good, but then, and I think after Lehmann, we've never had anybody up on that level. Obviously, I'm going to start off with Wojciech Szczesny, because upon Almunia leaving, we were just reliant on Szczesny, and he was just this young keeper from the youth academy that we promoted, and I'll never forget him in his game against Barcelona in the Champions League, where we beat Barcelona 2-1 at the Emirates, Arshavin's goal that day. And that was just a special night, especially for Wojciech Szczesny. I think that was the day that he won me over that day, and he showed his class up against. That was when Barcelona had David Villa as well as Messi, and you know, he was still meaning Szczesny. He just did a brilliant job. He denied Messi, he denied David Villa. Villa did score in that game, but he did deny Messi and Villa at other times. He made some crucial saves, and we actually went on to win the game. We did lose in the next leg, but I don't want to talk about that. No, you know, we did lose in the next leg, but, you know, beating Barcelona is just an achievement in itself, and I don't want to sound like one of those Arsenal fans that celebrates fourth place, but yeah, for me, beating Barcelona was a big move, especially with the squad that we had at the time. I just thought that was incredible that we did that, and yeah, I think that was a time for me that Szczesny did really prove himself. He's done some other incredible things at Arsenal after that as well, and you know, he looked like a really good, promising keeper, and then something just happened with him, and he just went a bit downhill. You talk about Szczesny's successes, they've been, well, not successes, but competitors, I suppose I should say. He's had Vito Mannone at one point, who, again, Vito seemed to be decent, but then again, you have to look, and it was hit and miss for me. Vito Mannone was, he'd play outstanding one game, then the next game we might as well have just not have had a keeper in goal. That might seem a little bit too critical, but that's just my opinion. I personally love Vito as a person, and I wish him the best in his career. But there's a reason, you know, that he's even struggling to get into Sunderland's side at the moment. So that for me says it all about Vito Mannone. You know, a great guy, and it seemed that he meant a lot to the squad. I think he also was with the reserves at some point. But he, you know, it obviously just wasn't meant to be for him at Arsenal. As well as Vito, we have had Lucas Fabianski. Again, Fabianski is probably the same, very hit and miss. I'm just so glad, to be honest, and I'm going to finish on Fabianski with this, that his performances in the FA Cup that ended our trophy drought is... I'm so glad that those are like our final memories of Fabianski, because there have been other great memories of Fabianski, but there have been some really bad ones too. And there was, again, a reason why he fell out of favour. And you know, I think with Szczesny, I think because obviously after that Fabianski left for Swansea, where he's done okay, to be honest, and that's nice to see. It's nice to see Lucas doing well. But all the same, it's like, I think with Szczesny, I think it just got to his head a bit. I think he thought it was too easy to get into the Arsenal side. We signed David Ospina, and I think that really rumbled Szczesny. In the same way that Cech, I think, has rumbled Ospina. But yeah, Szczesny, he never complained, and he never said that, you know, he's always said that he's willing to fight for the #1 spot at Arsenal, which is why I love him so much. But moving on from Szczesny now, I'll probably come back to him later. You know, Ospina, who, again, he had a fantastic season for us, and then upon signing Petr Cech this season, Ospina's just been, it's like it's affected him. He's kind of acted like, he's like thrown his dummy out, you know, spat his dummy out and thrown the rattle out the pram, or whatever the saying is. He's just acted a bit like a child about it, in my opinion. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Ospina, and I'll continue to support him for as long as he wears the Arsenal shirt. But you know, I think it's very clear that he's not really content at Arsenal, and I think he's probably going to be on his way either in January or the summer, and there is talks about that, which I will discuss at the end. So yeah, Ospina, sadly it just looks like he is on his way, which is a shame, because I would rather him stick it out and try and regain his form, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think you can just kind of tell that he doesn't really want to be there anymore. And that might just be the impression I get, but yeah, you know, that is the impression that I get. It might just be me, but that's the way I see it. And obviously Petr Cech just goes without saying, he's a world-class keeper. He's made the difference for us this season. He's won us so many points this season that I feel that if we didn't have him in goal, you know, we probably would have dropped a hell of a lot of points too. And that's the difference, you know, having a world-class keeper just does make that difference. There's when Arsenal are defending now, it's like you've got a good feeling, because Koscielny's absolutely incredible. Per Mertesacker is playing really well at the moment as well. We've got Nacho, who's playing incredible. Bellerin, who's decent as well. He's really up and coming. Bellerin is really starting to impress me, as well as other Arsenal fans. And they've all just been having a back four so solid. And then having Petr Cech behind that is just so nice. It is so de-stressing, you know, just before we've had like Gallas and Sylvester, for crying out loud, and Sebastian Scalacci, Joe and Dejuru. We've had some terrible defenders, and you know, when it was the point where we were asked to defend, that your heart would be up here. You would be like, oh my god, please just not like this, you know. But now it's different. I feel more calm when we're defending, not necessarily from set pieces. There's something obviously communication wise not going on right from set pieces, as we've seen this season, but I do think that aside from set pieces, you know, our defence is very, very good, and it's just nice, and it's clear what an impact Petr Cech has had on the Arsenal side so soon. Which is brilliant. So this is towards the end now. I just want to kind of estimate what I think is going to happen, or it's probably not what I think is going to happen, but what I would like to happen, and who I would go with. So I watched Szczesny last night, and I don't want to judge him off one game, but I watched the highlights of the Roma game in the Champions League last night, and Szczesny made a fantastic save that was game-changing. You know, really, it kept Roma in that game. And for me, Szczesny, I think he's going to come back. I can't, whether it be in January, there's talks about him coming back in January with Sirigu going to Roma. I don't want to turn this into a transfer talks video, but yeah, that is the rumour at the moment. Ospina is being heavily linked with Turkish side Besiktas. I think that's how you pronounce them. Excuse my pronunciation there. It is not the best, I know that. But yeah, they are after Ospina, and if you look on Ospina's Twitter, I don't know if he's removed them, but on his likes bit on his profile, he has liked a lot of tweets from Besiktas fans welcoming him to the club, or wanting him at the club, just involving him with the club. So that for me speaks a lot. It could be nothing, you know, it could turn out that I'm totally wrong, but for me, I think And I think it's for the best that Ospina goes and Szczesny returns. And I think upon Szczesny returning, this should be his last chance, whether it be in January or next season. I think this is Szczesny's last chance at Arsenal. God knows he deserves it with his passion for the club. He's fallen out with his dad over the club. And, you know, he's got so much admiration for Arsene Wenger, so much respect for him, that I can't see Wenger not giving him another chance, to be honest. And I really, Szczesny is the one of the few players that I really want to make it, because obviously I'm not saying I want other Arsenal players to fail, but I just really want Wojciech Szczesny to work at Arsenal. I really want it because of his passion for the club, his love for the club, his love and passion for Arsene Wenger as well. And yeah, I would love for Szczesny to work at Arsenal. So yeah, let me know on what you guys think of that in the comments down below. My final thing I'm going to say is Emiliano Martinez, who is out on loan at Wolves, has also had a fantastic season so far out on loan at Wolves. If you are a Wolverhampton fan, you will know, or if you follow the Championship, you will know. But yeah, for any Arsenal fans who don't know, just trust me on this one. Martinez is not far off being, making it, in my